First of all, I'm here in solidarity, and I bring solidarity to Jeremy Corbyn MP as well. He's in a Palestinian meeting at the moment. I just want to congratulate you on what you've done. I think it's brilliant, and it's happening all over the country, and the messages that are coming in from university and colleges right the way across the country is absolute solidarity. And I think whatever you're seeing on the TV or whatever, what's happening along Whitehall, what's the real world? In the real world, what's happening is large numbers of students are actually saying we've had enough, and we're not willing to take it anymore. And it is about the basic freedom of education. We thought over generations, people like me would fought for the right to free education. And these bastards are going to take it off us. And what this is all about is making sure that they don't. And I think you're having the effect. You're having the effect. Whatever they say, whatever Clegg says, and it's very difficult not to use physical force on Clegg, I know, but I'm trying to restrain myself in the chamber. Whatever is said, you are having that effect. I've been in Downing Street today, down along Whitehall. Some of you may have been there, but at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, large numbers of young people turned up of all ages, school students as well as college students and university students. And it was a joyous, absolutely joyous atmosphere when they assembled and climbed up on the lions in Trafalgar Square, and there was enormous numbers. And they spontaneously then marched down Whitehall. And what then happened is the police set up a barrier at the bottom. I've filmed some of it. There was a barrier set up of the police right the way across the road. And they initially did a police surge, knocking young people over and pressing them up against safety barriers. And I filmed some of it because I was worried actually. It was almost Hillsborough-like. You thought someone was going to get injured by trampling. And then they kettled it. They kettled people in. And then left a police van in the middle and left it alone. And it was almost an act of provocation of what was going on. And people literally kettled in, had no idea what to do, and all sorts of things were breaking out. People were asking to leave, and they refused to leave. Some of my friends and colleagues are in there, trapped in there as well, and have been there for 4 or 5 hours, not allowed to leave. And when we've raised it with the police, they've said, well, we're about to supply them with water. People just want to protest peacefully, and of course, some violence did break out, and it's unfortunate, but actually, some of the violence also came from the police themselves, and a large number of people have been hurt too. I think that's a disgrace all round. And the whole point of the protest is about the peaceful demonstration of our views of opposition. And the whole message is, and it's in our long history in this country, if governments won't listen, and if politicians lie, there is no other way but to resort to the streets. There's no other way in which we can register our voice if Parliament's not listening. And that's what people have done. I just want to say, well done. You've restored my faith in this. I'll finish now because I've got to get back to the place that William Morris wanted to turn into a house, as you know, in Newsom Nowhere. It was a storage for detritus. Anyway, I'll get back there. But we put an early day motion down today, Jeremy and I, on the agenda of Parliament. They're not allowed to debate early day motions at the moment, but we put it down anyway, just as an expression of solidarity, congratulating people who have been demonstrating and occupying universities and colleges right the way across the country, because it is in line with the tradition of peaceful protest in this country. When governments refuse to listen, people have to take power into their hands themselves. And that's what you're demonstrating. And what you're doing, it isn't just amongst students. You've given courage and determination to trade unionists who are now fighting for their jobs, for others that are campaigning for justice in their own fields. I think you've sparked off a new generation, of course, of protest in this country, but also a new belief that people can assert their rights when politicians ignore them. Solidarity, and thank you very much for what you're doing.
John McDonnell for coming down with solidarity with us there. Okay, so let's continue. Fascinating discussion ideas. Have we finished with this group? Anything else coming up?